So here now, former Alaska governor and GOP vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin, whose son Trig was born in 2008. There he is on the left as a baby. And here's a recent picture of him. I think he's 9 years old now. Sarah, welcome. Great to have you with us tonight.
Thank you.
What was your reaction to the CBS story and all of the information and the numbers and the way that they're effectively culling children like yours from their society?
I couldn't get through all of it, all of the report, without my heart just absolutely breaking, because this intolerance for people who may not look like you it's just so wrong. It's so evil. And here, Iceland is such a beautiful country. When I was governor here, I met with the president of Iceland, and we talked about our beautiful regions of the world and the beautiful people who live there, the hardworking people with such great hearts. And I think Iceland won't be so beautiful if they continue down this path of being so intolerant to the degree of trying to snuff out the life of those who maybe do not look like the subjective view of someone that would equate to perfection. You know, when you consider that a Down syndrome child, their skin's a little bit different, their eyes are shaped differently, their speech patterns are different. Those things that make them so unique make the world more unique and more beautiful, and to try to snuff out their life in the name of building a perfect race or a perfect country, that harkens back to neo-Nazi Germany when they tried the same, and look at the horrors that were resulting from those actions.
You know, you say it so well, obviously, because you have personal experience. And I remember the beautiful moments that we saw with you on the campaign trail with your son. And, you know, you think about people, you know, the idea that people who look, you know, normal, for lack of a better word, are perfect is hilarious to me. I mean, you know, we are all born with so many imperfections. So if you happen to look like other children, you know, life is going to throw all kinds of challenges at you. But I know you have spoken very poignantly about what went through your mind, because you did have that moment when the doctor said to you that there was a higher chance that Trig might be born with Down syndrome. And how did you feel? What was your reaction? What went through your mind?
Well, I can certainly understand why a mother, when receiving that news that their child may have Down syndrome, would be so full of fear. I was full of fear. I had to really be brought down to my knees and ask God to change my heart and prepare my heart and my eyes and my understanding of the purpose in my son's life. And he certainly answered those prayers, because the minute that Trig was born, the fear went away. And I see how he has just really allowed for real good priorities in my life, I believe, where, you know, I know what matters, and life matters, and love matters. And really, we are not, who are we without love and acceptance? Who are we as a culture? Who is Iceland or these other countries that are condoning the idea of eradicating those with Down syndrome? Who are they without love, without that respect for the sanctity of all life?
I couldn't help but think, you know, this is basically eugenics. And it took me back to the Middlebury story, because the students at Middlebury were so outraged at Charles Murray because they claimed that his book, and he claims that that's not true, was supportive of eugenics, and they all stood up and turned their backs. And I thought, where are those students turning their backs to this practice and standing against the eugenics that is being represented, that is ending the existence of these little babies?
Right. Well, we see, Martha, in other areas of the country, in our own country today, you know, we see the bigotry. We see racism, unfortunately. We see those who would think that they are supreme to others based on someone's physical characteristics, the color of their skin, or maybe the way they speak, or the shape of their eyes. And that's very, very tragic. And it really is bringing our nation, our world, backwards, back to those days that we said never again would we allow such a thing to happen. So to see a report today brought forth by, I think it was CBS who reported this, in with this celebratory tone that, oh, yay, we're going to eradicate those who may not look real perfect like we look. Yeah, right. You know, I think it's a very disheartening trend. It's very tragic, but there are things that we can do about it. You know, we can allow, especially young mothers who are facing less than ideal circumstances in their pregnancy, finding out that maybe their child will have Down syndrome or some other challenge to come. We can help them be less fearful by speaking proudly about those that we have in our lives who bring so much joy and who bring so much joy into this world, if only we would give them that chance.
You have done a great job of alleviating that fear in a lot of people, and thank you, Sarah Palin, and best to Trig and the rest of your family. Good to see you tonight. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.